Good morning, GM traders. Welcome to today's Bitcoin, Ethereum cryptocurrency update. Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2024. Not much of an intro. Let's get straight into the price action. So, last couple of days, been consolidating after the last move up that we've had. Of course, a repeat of where we are. We had the big old bounce from the yearly VWAP, taking out the range lows. We're all the way back to range highs. Price came in, monthly level, second highest daily close that was untapped on the chart, and getting a slight rejection there. So everything for now looking constructive. As I've said previously, holding outside of value area and starting to build some value outside of where we have the range value area. In a sense, you can almost split this up into two little ranges. You've got this upper portion of the range that's like 67K and above, which is, well, in fact, like 64 to 67K is like that middle ground. And holding outside the top of this range. So everything at the moment looking pretty constructive with price action. And if we go down to the 4-hour, you can see that last night where there was a little bit of volatility, we needed that volatility in order, I think, to get liquidity, volatility for the liquidity. And price came down, just took out this low that we've got here on the 4-hour. I wasn't convinced that we would do that. But we did do it, so it's nice, but no change here for my own positioning. Okay, it's come down, tapped into this 4-hour gap, so far having a bounce, and seeing some decent strength so far. The day that we are currently on does not have a wick to the downside, so that is something that we could be testing a little bit later on. So if you do look at our daily level, it is a wickless daily. Now, that doesn't mean we have to get it straight away. I do kind of have a plan here that we're going to come and break all-time high and then drop back down again, which would be, fine. The other thing about this is that, okay, we do have a wickless daily, but we do have support beneath that. It's not like there's an incomplete auction here like we had seen previously on this move up, where you have big move up, okay, and then continuation immediately. On this day, in fact, it was like you had the drop and then you start a new day and you're just rallying. So it's more of a case of just when the clock reset on this occasion, rather than this being like, okay, cool, we've just like one-sided price action here and there's no actual selling going on. So it's there. It is something to be aware of. But right now, not like that doesn't make me bearish or anything for the time being. So today is just about waiting. All right, I'm still in this long position, like this 62,300 long position that I've been in since Tuesday. There's been no reason to close that. There's been no reason to really change my positioning there. There was the opportunity to take profit on that trade. I haven't done so yet because it's just a very narrow range. And just waiting for a little bit more certainty on this. When we look at our anchored VWAP, we can see price just holding. You run below it slightly, but back above. Now, this being relatively normal. Okay, if you're in a trending week, and if we are going to continue trending as we go into the end of the week, then you would expect that VWAP to be tested and just start to find some support there. So like I said at the beginning, we are establishing value above 69K. Time is healing this move right now. So what often happens is you have these big impulsive moves up, and then if you're spending time above there, it gives chance for like the moving averages to catch up, all the algos to catch up, for it to thicken the bids below, okay, for people to start bidding into this area, and it just makes it more expensive to push back down again as time goes on. So the fact that we're holding here and haven't seen like a full retrace of the move yet is good. Okay, it would be quite a costly move for market makers or whatever, whoever you want to blame for any of these moves. It would be quite a costly move. It's going to take a lot of capital to force price down. The path of least resistance is at this stage and remains higher right now. So that's very clear when you just look at the volume. Okay, look at the volume that's established underneath. This is the base that we've got here. We're starting to fill out the volume above value area high. We're getting another high volume node here up at these highs, which we hadn't really had previously. And then above here, it's like it's price discovery again. Okay, you've just got your volumes just petering away. and then it's going to be, the more you get through, the easier it is to get through it, and that's why you see these parabolic runs that often happen when you go into price discovery. So it's the same update as the past few days. I am still thinking that a move up towards all-time high is there as a probability. At that stage, when that happens, if that happens, the likelihood is it's going to be off of the back of the ETF catalyst for Ethereum, right? And what happened with Bitcoin previously when there was the ETF last time is that was here, okay? So we had that move up towards the highs. Then there was an immediate correction. Remember, we've got a similar situation with Ethereum as we do on Bitcoin, where good old Barry has got to sell a ton of spot ETH as it starts. So I think that could lead the whole market down, and maybe that's when we get our test of 64K, consolidate here, and then we go into pure price discovery after that. That's the type of thinking that I have right now for this chart. Locally, there's nothing here. It's just a case of waiting, seeing if price can start to float back up towards these highs, 71,600, where you've got these internal highs, you've got this ledge on the TPO. And then we take out one high here, and then it quickly goes along, and then we are obviously looking at all-time highs beyond that, with only two more little peaks left on the chart beyond the high that we put in for this week so far. Ethereum. This is, what chart do we want to look at here? We'll go for this one. So ETH, very, very strong reaction, of course, from the lows. A very strong reaction to start the week and consolidating once again. Now the daily looks quite clean. So you had a price move through, closed above these highs. All right, this being the second highest pivot, once again, similar to Bitcoin, the second highest pivot that we have on the chart, this being the highest, this being the second highest, unless you're going all the way back to like previous market cycle. But locally, this is what we're working with. And then yesterday had that corrective move coming back into this monthly level and then closing back above these highs. So everything looking pretty good so far. So you're just testing back in and then getting this bounce straight away. And we are on this chart as well, I think looking constructive, forming value outside of value area for the range. Giving this chance for just the moving averages, the VWAPs, the order book to fill in underneath where price is, which gives it more support, and that can help to push the next leg higher for Ethereum. Now, we haven't taken out these highs, so this is something that you could be aware of if it comes and we get like a little local SFP of the highs that were put on Tuesday morning. What that would also be is we've already done this on the BTC pair, right, where you have this first spike up, second spike up, third spike up. Could we be looking at this as being more corrective at this stage? I think with today being the day that we are going to get news on the ETF announcement, this is all looking strong. We're in this uptrend here on Ethereum, and everything's looking pretty good in that respect. Now, if we start to have a look at some of the order flow, let me get this up on the page. Then, okay, we can see funding rates are still relatively neutral across the board. Okay, everything okay, you're getting some slightly higher than neutral funding there, but nothing to be too concerned about. Not that you need to be too concerned about funding unless it gets really crazy anyway. Also, the premium on the ETF is still very minimal. We had that big premium on the ETFs that had to cool off a little bit. Now price has cooled off, and things are looking okay there. Still remaining with inflows, so just consistent inflows. GBTC, a little bit of selling yesterday, but IBIT keeping up the pace. FBTC keeping things pretty steady there. And then if we have a look on this and we have a look on the CVD, then it's still one of those situations where okay, we do have what we had previously to this move was spot leading price higher. Whereas on this occasion, we do have a bit more profit taking going on here with spot in comparison to what's going on perps. But both of them are looking like there's okay, this is just being a bit of a cooling off. bit of consolidation, and then we can expect this to ramp up again coming into the end of the week here. If we have a look on this, there's nothing too much to update on here because we know the spot premium has gone. With Ethereum, it's a similar situation. That's reset my chart. I don't know why. But yeah, everything's just fairly flat and fairly chill today. So with the order flow, there's nothing too much more to update on. Like this BTC pair is still pushing higher, which could lead to this move up towards these highs on ETH. That is something to watch out for. But yeah, essentially, higher time frames are what I'm really looking for. This kind of is the plan. Let's wait and see. Let's see if we do get that ETF news today. Let's get that spike up. Let's try and get to that $4,200 level. And then I think there's one more bit of pain to come afterwards before we go into like the send everything section of the cycle that we'll be after. So looking for highs to be swept. Deep retrace. Okay. Wreck those long positions that got in early on, well, too soon on ETF hype or too late to this particular move. Run it all the way back down. See if we can keep these lows intact. That would be nice. And then we go for the final, the big bad leg of the bull market, or the big good leg of the bull market, subsequent to any correction that we do have following on from this. And that would be like you'd have something corresponding, something along these lines for Bitcoin, where we sweep that all-time high, one final correction. Okay, it's not going to be easy peasy to come back into your POCs are going to be here or here, but come back into this like 64k area, deal with a lot of the imbalance that has been left below. I'm still expecting higher first. All right, I would like to see this go like a final leg up here, where you've got like nice impulse correction, one final impulse, then come back and correct a lot of it, and then we go into mega bull mode after that. But yeah, nothing more to update on with this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.